This video is for people who are overwhelmed by openings but feel they need a minimum amount to get by. The goal is that I show you what this minimum is for 3 rating brackets from 0 to 1000, 1000 to 1500, and 1500 to 2000. And before we start, I want to be very honest about the trade-offs. If you want to focus on the minimum amount of opening study, you need to be ready to sometimes get out prepared and potentially lose out of the opening. But the trade-offs are worth it. You will gain back so much time. You will be less overwhelmed. And you will be able to put in time into the things that actually matter and, in my opinion, are way more fun than just memorizing some opening lines. So if you want to know the perfect lines and the Grandmaster opening study, this video is definitely not for you. But if you want to improve your skills, focus on other things, and just say, yeah, I'll just do the minimum in openings, I'll get by, then this video is absolutely for you. Let's jump right in. So rating bracket number 1 is everybody below a rating of 1000. I highly recommend that you simply start by understanding the opening principles, and then you simply avoid losing to traps. And here is how exactly you're doing that. Okay, so first things first, learning the opening principles, and this is super simple. For example, on my blog, Next Level Chess, I have this article, takes 8 minutes to read, Mastering Chess Opening Strategy, a Grandmaster Guide. And if you scroll all the way down here, there is just a simple overview, and this is really opening principles in a nutshell. Activate your pieces, fight for the center, get your king into safety. Now, if you want more on this, there is even a free course here on Chess Mood. This course should be completely unlocked. So opening principles, the fundamentals, and beyond in detail. This is a 2-hour, I think basically 2-hour course on the opening principles. So if you want to dive deeper into opening principles, this is a good moment to start. And then just play games. Now, what will happen is occasionally somebody will trap you. And here, that's so important for all the rating levels. We need to analyze all our games. So when you get a game, for example, you might be checkmated with the scholar's mate. Okay, somebody plays this queen h5, you don't see the right threat, you are playing knight f6, that might be your game, right? And queen takes f7. Okay, so this is an Lichess study here, but you can also analyze your games on chess.com, wherever you analyze your games, okay? So we might look at it from the black side, and now you switch on the engine, okay? And you can use even this opening explorer, opening book here with a Lichess database or a Masters database, okay? And you're going through your game and you're realizing, oh, knight f6, oops, that was the mistake, right? That led to a checkmate in 1. So you go 1 move back and you simply see, oh, I should have played g6 here, right? So you put in g6, and that might be already enough because now you're not getting checkmated. If you want to see a little bit more, you can see that, oh, white has this queen f3 move, which they play the most, right? This is absolutely by far the most played. What do I have to play here? Okay, knight to f6, right? This is both by the database and the computer, knight to f6. Okay. That's it. That's what you're doing. And now you can have even a Lichess study of like scholars mate defense and blocks checkmate, play like this next time. Now, the huge benefit, and there are many, of this approach is that you're not wasting time learning things that are not happening because you just played a game, you just had this opening, and now you're learning how to play it. And the second thing is memorization becomes so much easier. You don't need to on purpose then memorize things because I bet you if you lose a game against this checkmate, right? And then you're analyzing it, you have that emotion and that emotional connection to this position makes it much easier to remember, oh yeah, I don't have to forget that f7 is attacked, so let me block, right? And that's how on a level from 0 to 1000, you can basically get by without any other opening resource. You don't really need YouTube videos. You don't need courses. You just need the principles, trying to apply them. And then whenever you get trapped somewhere, shortly look, how do I not get trapped anymore? And that will be enough. And another way to check how much opening study you need is this tool Chessbook. It is free until a certain amount. For what you need it, absolutely will be free and good enough. So you can create new repertoires here for white or black. You can say, okay, YouTube demonstration, right? This is a new repertoire. I go into YouTube demonstration, and what it does is you basically can set your rating here. So you go to set your rating on 0 to 1,000 if that's yours. You can set whatever it is and whichever platform. Okay, so this is very cool. And then the tool basically shows you that when you start a repertoire, let's go video. Okay, start building your repertoire. You click, I want to play E4, for example, and it shows you the estimated frequency of some of the things. Now, for example, you see the modern defense, 1 in 65 games. Just forget about it. Don't even try to learn that. 1 in 65 games, just not worth it. Even this, right? So you go into E4, E5, and then, for example, you play knight of 3, knight C6, and you can choose whichever move you want to play. And basically the tool does this cool thing for you that when you get to a point like here, for example, C3, let's say castle, it stops at the moment where it says that's enough for your level. Okay, so here we say, okay, this is already enough. This is good enough. You don't need to know more. Gives you some ideas. Save these moves to my repertoire. And you can see that with these moves that we just put in, a 0 to 1,000 repertoire is already 11% complete. So it really doesn't need a lot. And then you can just go to your next gap or go to your biggest gap, and you can fill your repertoire like that. I think for 0 to 1,000, you don't even fully need it, but that would be another way of just setting up a super minimal repertoire. So you get to 1,000 and you're between this 1,000 to 1,500 level. What now? This is where it can pay off to invest in a resource, in a single opening repertoire guided towards your level. And here I would really go for beginner or even novice repertoires or opening courses that are very short, under 10 hours, and that are specifically intended for people that don't need that much. That will be your resource. Because otherwise you just get overwhelmed and you start studying a 50-hour opening course. That's not the minimal amount of opening that you want to put in. The kind of ideas that you need to have on this level 1,000 to 1,500 is, well, you use the opening principles, you don't lose to traps anymore, or you start, improving the traps that happen against you. You analyze the game, and then you will not lose a second time against the same trap. And what additionally you want to do is to have a little bit of an idea of, okay, what am I doing against different setups? So if you're playing white and you're playing E4, for example, you want to know, what do I do against the French, the Caro-Kann, but just the basic piece placement, not like 20 move theory. And I can show you how I did that in my beginner course, where I have as a bonus an opening repertoire that is super small. So here I've just listed the videos that are in this bonus, which is just, for example, Italian 16 minutes, Stafford Gambit 11 minutes, because that starts happening a lot. We have E5 other moves, French, Caro-Kann, Sicilian, sidelines. For white, there is a total of 106 minutes. Okay, this is under 2 hours of videos to have a white repertoire for this level. This is so important because you really don't need more. You need to understand a little bit, okay, where are these pieces going? And the important thing here also is choose opening repertoires that are simple. If you want to learn the minimum, you can't go like, oh, what is the absolute best opening repertoire? Well, best requires a lot of work, a lot of memorization. That's not what you want to go for. The goal is to invest as little time as possible, so let's keep it simple. For example, I recommend against the French that we trade on D5, so exchange variation. Caro-Kann, same, exchange variation. So someone that recommends simple to understand and play lines is good for you. If you want someone that goes with the craziest lines, well, you're just not going to be able to do the minimalist approach. And for black here, we can see that I suggest E4, E5 and D4, D5, just very simple. And there are a few, for example, anti-scholars, right? Stop losing against this idea. There are some gambits, Danish gambit, Vienna gambit, and the King's Gambit as well. So different ways of white putting early pressure on you, and then a little bit against d4 as well, just how to set up. And this with black is 129 minutes, which is against d4, e4, c4, whatever. Right? So altogether, these are roughly 4 hours of videos that explain you your repertoire. So you have the basics done. And I just want to show you one of the lines that I recommend. So for example, with white against the French, let's make myself a little bit smaller. So here against the French, I recommend taking on d5, okay? And then I just mentioned knight f3, and this will be shown in the video, right? But I kind of put the pieces, how do the pieces go? And here you can see that there is some comments as well. It's not just moves, it's actually comments, it's ideas. And then we see, okay, the bishop goes here. Okay, we pin that knight, and then knight bd2. And the last thing, kind of c3, queen c2. So this is one, like, just how do you put your pieces? You then put your rook here, maybe rook up and double the rooks on the e-file. And now you know how to put your pieces, right? And that is kind of everything you need. You don't need different move orders. So you don't need, oh, if this subtlety happens here, you can have a slight advantage. Who cares, right? There are so many more things that are important, but this is kind of the vibe that I want you to go with in an opening course, that it's simple. It's explaining you where do you put your pieces, how can you develop, and that's all you need at this level. And if you want to find that appropriate course, just in general, but also for this 1000 to 1500 level, if you go to Chessable, don't just select openings, because what you're getting are all super advanced courses. As a small aside, every course that has several parts is way too big for you. But I mean, way, way, way too big for you. And it's also just intended to even make more money. So no. Don't take those. What you're going to do is going here to difficulty. And if you want to do it hyper simple, you go to novice. Because actually these novice ones are not that bad. Okay, so I haven't checked those inside, but if we just click into one, you see also the price is much more moderate than other ones. And you can see that it's for novice and beginner players. That's exactly what we want. And it's 6 hours 39, my first opening repertoire for black. Now, 6 hours 39, mine was 2 hours, so it's already bigger than that, but at least it's decent, right? So you can filter well on Chessable, and this is so important. The absolute maximum filter that you should do is beginner. Okay, because like these club players 1d4 repertoire, all of these things, these are already like more than enough. So be very strict with how you filter. Again, as a rule of thumb, if it's more than 10 hours, run away. And to keep the super practical mindset, when you buy such a course, okay, I don't want you to go through all of the videos, okay? Because you will watch even 6-7 hours, right? You will not remember everything and it will feel confusing. Instead, what I highly recommend doing, and what I do with all of my students, and it works perfectly fine for them, you start playing very early, okay? So you start playing this new opening, and let's say you're playing e4, and you're playing against the Caro-Kann. Then, when you had a game and you have a connection to this opening, you're going to watch one of these videos in the Caro-Kann. So the basics of the Caro-Kann. Oh, okay, this is explained now. Now I understand it a little bit better. You can also get 1 or 2 moves deeper in your game analysis, and that's it. Now you go back playing again. Whatever opening is coming up, you then have a look. So like this, you have super practical opening repertoire. Because what happens often is in these courses, a lot of the lines that are recommended or talked about will just never happen in your games. Why would you need to know anything? You don't, right? So you play first, and then you learn afterwards. When you had a game, you're learning a little bit more about that line. Now, what if you are between 1500 and 2000? Now, again, you have the basics from the opening principles. You don't lose against traps. You also know a little bit where to put your pieces in the main lines. And now from 1500 to 2000, you also want to know, okay, what happens if my opponent plays the Scandinavian or the Perk defense, like these kind of more side-ish lines where you know a little bit of a setup. And also in the lines that happen more often, and you can just check from your own games, or again, you can go to Chessbook and see what actually happens on your level. For these lines, yes, you can learn a little bit more of theory. Now, very often, you will still be good enough with the courses that I've shown you, right? For example, many of my students are actually 18, 1900 online, and they still use this repertoire, right? So maybe you will need to add 2, 3 more things, but that's it. Or if you go here and we are on Chessable, we go to beginner, right? Maybe somebody like, okay, club players repertoire. Okay, let's see. Okay, 6 hours 48. And you see that also for advanced players, that should be fine. Okay, that can be enough. So like this, from 0 to 2000, it might be that you need one single course for the white side and one single course, or maybe 2 courses if the black courses are like 1d4 and 1e4. So you need very, very little, and you can slowly build up. When you keep it this practical, you really save a lot of time and energy. And just a few reminders, and this is super important. Number 1, keep it highly practical. Analyze all of your games. This falls together. If you're too lazy to analyze your games and you're not ready to look at games that you lost, this approach doesn't work. So absolutely do that. Point number 2, don't get into spaced repetition or memorization. Analyzing it after the games, and if you have a resource, going into a video and learning more once you had a certain opening will be enough. Again, the goal is not to remember everything, it's to get a decent position that you can still, play, and your skills will in the long term prevail. The third thing is that I'm not specifically endorsing any of the courses that I've shown you. What I hoped to do was to show the type of course that could be useful for you. I didn't check all of them, but I have to say most opening courses for my taste are too big. They are not explaining ideas enough, and they are spending time on lines that will never happen. But, well, you need something, and so the type of course that seems to have less hours, that is directed at a lower rated audience, is definitely the type of course that gets close to what I would imagine a good opening course to be. Last but not least, for the first time in many years, I'm actually seriously considering making opening courses myself. They would be extremely hyper practical, super small, super minimal, to make that approach that I just outlined just simpler for you guys to do. So if you would be interested in that, please let me know in the comments below. But to circle back to all of my previous content, like, really only invest time in openings if you know that it's the bottleneck. And if you do, apply what you learned in this video, keep it super minimal, and see ya in the next one.